You're probably watching this because you feel like a stranger to yourself, convinced that your value came from how much of yourself you gave away until you had no idea who you were anymore. I get it, because I lived that way until I discovered it was a survival response I'd learned early that was keeping me from myself. Everyone told me it's burnout or I just needed to just rest. But that couldn't be because I still felt disconnected after the time off. What actually helped was the one practice I've been avoiding my entire life: being alone with myself. No distractions, no performance, just me. And there's a reason it feels dangerous to me. I spent years making sure I was present in everyone else's life, except for my own, of course. I would drop whatever was going on with myself the moment someone needed me, because somewhere along the way, I convinced myself that my value came from how much of myself I gave away. But last year, I was forced into solitude for the first time in my life. At first, it felt like a punishment, painful, isolating. It felt wrong. But as weeks passed, something shifted. I made peace with myself. And that peace revealed something I'd never seen before. All of the places I've been leaking my energy, the emotional exhaustion I didn't even realize I was carrying, the times I abandoned myself, the relationships I stayed in because I didn't know or what a good one looked like for me. Here's what I learned. Your energy is your power. And most women have no idea where theirs is going. You're pouring yourself into people and situations that don't give anything back. And you don't even notice because you've never stopped and long enough to ask, is this serving me or is this draining me? Most women avoid solitude like it's dangerous. And there's a reason for that. For years, for your fear of being alone isn't personality flaw. It's a survival response you learned early. If being alone in childhood meant punishment, being sent to your room when you did something bad or didn't act in accordance to what your family or society wanted you to act, your nervous system learned alone equals I'm in trouble, or I'm not safe, or I've been abandoned. Or maybe you have parents who never let you just be, so you never discovered who you were without someone watching, directing, or managing you. Or maybe you became the one who had to hold everyone else together. You never got the chance to explore your own inner world because you were too busy managing everyone else's emotions. The result? You never learned that being alone could feel like sanctuary. You only learned it was exile. And now, every time you have an open afternoon with no plans, your body sends the same alarms. Something's wrong. So you feel the space. You reach for your phone. You say yes to plans you don't want to. You keep people and situations as a shield against your solitude. But here's what I want you to consider. Think about a child in a bathtub, completely absorbed, playing, imagining, exploring. That child isn't lonely. That child is with themselves. That's what solitude was supposed to feel like. Creative time with yourself, time to explore your own inner world without an audience. But somewhere along the way, that got stripped away. And now, you're feeling disconnected with yourself. You don't even know who you are without someone else in the room. So what happens when you finally give yourself permission to be alone? This is what real burnout recovery looks like. You stop living for everyone else and start living for yourself. In Hindu philosophy, there's a life stage called vanaprastha, hopefully I said that right, where women who spent their lives caring for everyone else finally withdraw, not permanently and not as an escape, but to reconnect with themselves, to remember who they are beneath all of those roles. This wasn't seen as selfish, it was seen as wisdom. And psychologist Carl Jung discovered why. Solitude does 3 things that are only possible when you remove the audience. First, you stop defining yourself by how others see you. You finally ask, who am I when I am not performing a role, when I am not being useful? Second, you meet the parts of yourself you've been suppressing, the anger you weren't allowed to have, the ambition you had to soften just to be part of the group, the desire that contradicted harmony in society. In other words, you had to lock away half of yourself. Third, you develop your own inner authority. You stop asking everyone else what you should do and start trusting your own voice. You stop waiting for permission and you start giving it to yourself. And there's the question that changes everything. The question you can only answer in solitude. What do I actually want to feel about myself? What would truly fulfill me in life? Not what you should want, not what would make others feel happy. What do you truly want for yourself? You can't answer that with everyone else's energy influencing you. You can only answer that when you're alone with yourself, in alignment. When there is no one to impress, no one to manage, and no one of influence to watch you make decisions. So how do you actually start when your nervous system is screaming that being alone is dangerous? Here are 3 simple practices you can start. Practice 1. This is for 3 minutes. Sit in a chair, no phone, no music, just you for 3 minutes. You'll feel restless, an urge to stand up or even pick up your phone. Thoughts like this is pointless are going to come up. Those reactions are not failure. They are the habit of distraction showing itself. Stay with it anyways. Do this once a day until the act of sitting alone with yourself doesn't bother you. As bonus, have something to write and ask yourself, what do I notice about how I feel right now? This is self-awareness practice. And then ask, do I want to relate to myself in this way? Practice 2. Take 10 minutes or more going on a walk. No phone, no headphones, just you noticing your physical environment. Notice how often your mind reaches for imaginary conversations, which I actually do a lot. Don't judge, just return to your attention back to like the physical aspects of your walk. Like for example, what do you hear right now? You hear the birds singing. You may hear maybe the traffic from downstairs. You may hear the greenery. You may see the greenery. As you're walking, take physical attention to your environment and your body and the way you're breathing, the way each step touches the ground. Stay with that feeling. You're teaching your body that you don't need constant input to be okay. Practice 3. This might be a little hard, but I want you to do it. Go somewhere in public, a park, a cafe, and sit alone for 10 minutes or more with no phone in your hand, no book, and don't even try to look busy. Here's what will happen in those 10 minutes. First, you'll think, do I look lonely or do I look kind of weird? Then you'll realize no one is actually looking at me. And finally, you'll realize I don't need to manage the perception of myself or this moment. That third thought, that's the breakthrough. That's when you realize I can just be. And that is enough. And here's what you need to know. Comfort with solitude doesn't feel like bliss, but it can. I felt a lot of bliss in solitude, but most likely it's gonna feel like not being rushed, not explaining, not reaching. It feels neutral, quiet, sometimes even boring. And that's exactly the point. Now, you'll know it's working when you walk slower without forcing it, when you don't need your phone to make you feel comfortable being alone, when solitude starts to feel like the perfect counsel in your life. That's your body learning safety within itself. That's when you start to hear your own voice again. So start with 3 minutes. Sit in that chair. Let the restlessness come in. Because on the other side of that discomfort is a woman who's ready to stop performing and truly find her authentic self.